Welcome back to Sticks Tricks. I'm Sticks. Today we're talking convertible tops on your Porsche 981 Boxster. This is an S model, it's a 2013, and I've been having the dreaded top fault issue. Let's get right in the car and try to use the top. So what I'm going to do is use my button to open it. And what happens is the latch, for me the latch doesn't retract on its own. So I manually retract it, and then when you bring it back up to there, it says fault of the top system, and then top not in final position. And then sometimes I can get the top to go all the way down. Ooh, I just did the wrong... So you can see there, the top, in my opinion, doesn't know where it is. The car doesn't know where it is, so it doesn't know to retract the latch. And now we're bringing the latch... or we're bringing the top down. Right now the car thinks the top is all the way down, and you can see clearly it is not all the way down. So I'm sorry for the shaky camera work. This is what I've been dealing with occasionally with some certain button pressing, certain sequence. I can get it to go all the way down. Now when trying to put it back up, we get the same faults, and then I pull the button again, the latch comes out, because now you're manually telling the car to bring that out again since it's midway, and then it closes. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to replace the micro switches in the top. I'm not going to be showing you how to remove the top, but what I want to show you is once I have the top out of the car, I haven't found great coverage online of actually how to replace the micro switches. So these are the two repair kits that I believe you will need. You can see there is the part number, and there is the other part number. So these are repair kits from Porsche, and they have the, one of them is open here. And they come with all the new rivets. So you will need, I guess as far as specialty tools, you will need a rivet gun here with the right size end on it to accommodate this size of rivet. But it's nice. Porsche gives you the rivets you need. I think they actually give you one extra. And this is the sort of modular plastic piece that goes on the top structure. And this is one of the micro switches. And the other micro switch has two inputs on it. So you'll go along for the ride with me in this video. When I pull the top and I start removing these, I'm going to show you how to drill out the rivets, how to take these out, inspect them, and then put these new ones in as well. And these buttons, I don't know if you can hear that, they should have a nice solid click, and a lot of times what happens is it stops clicking, it stops recognizing inputs, or it's very intermittent, and the button kind of goes flat, is what I've seen people say online is what happens. And some people have replaced these, they feel totally normal, and it still fixes their issue. So as far as I know, on my 2013 Boxster, it is original. I didn't have any records on if that's been done, and really it's a telltale sign. These top faults and the behavior of the top is a telltale sign. I already did remove the latch from the car and confirm the switches there are all good. All the soldering joints are good. That seems to work as it should. So anyways, enough talking. The next time you see this, I'm hopefully going to have the top successfully out of the car and on the floor here. So now I've got the top successfully removed. We've got it here. We've got a little light stand propped up because it tends to want to fall forward if you have it sitting like this. But now let's look in the area of the micro switch. So this is that module or component we're going to be replacing. We have the three rivets here that we're going to be drilling out. I'm happy to know that these are original. You can see the build stamp here, 10-/12. So I'm guessing that's either October of 2012 or the 10th week of 2012. And my car's a 2013, so this is definitely original. And I actually already completed this work on the other side, which I'll show you. On this side, there's a drain tube. It collects water right here and puts it down into the bottom drain. This just pulls out of this little hoop for it. So I pulled that out, and we can see the new switches in here, 1022. So now we have the fresh switch, the fresh rivets as well. And I'll show you on the other side how the wiring runs through this and plugs in to the main harness. But this side is all set and it's all looking fresh there. So now getting into it on this side, the first thing that you want to do is you're going to go on the sort of inside here, and this, if I can show you, this wire right here, let me get the camera to focus, there we go. So this wire right here, this is the plug coming off that micro switch that runs through the little hole right here. So this wire comes out of the micro switch, goes through this hole, and then is on this little bracket, and then this is the main harness connection here. So what we're going to do is grab a flathead screwdriver, and you can see this little tab. Just push this out so we can free up this harness, and then you're going to unwrap. You can actually see right there, there's the factory felt wrap. And now I've actually met you back at the point of unplugging this. I have the felt unwrapped and the little bracket there removed. I believe the new microswitch comes with one, but check this out. You pull the roof out of your Porsche, and it has an Audi and Volkswagen stamp. The Porsche purists are not going to be happy about that. But remember, Volkswagen owns all of this. So back to the connector, there's this little silver tab I'm pointing at right here. This connector is kind of a pain to get apart, and you need to push really hard with the pick on this silver tab, and then this bottom portion I'm pointing at will pull out of the main body of the connector. So once you do that, you'll pull this on through the top frame, and then now I'll meet you back when we drill these out. So now I've got my drill. I'm using a 1/8 drill bit here to drill these out. Pretty much you just want to make sure it's centered and have your drill in the slow setting. These rivets, some rivets can be hard to drill out. These are actually very easy. They're kind of soft. So we're just going to drill far enough where the head will pop off the rivet here. So let's do that. And just like that, the head of the rivet popped off. Don't cut yourself on some of this, but if you have some of the metal fragments here, just pull those out because you don't want it falling back into the frame there. And let's keep on going. There we go, that one came off. Let me free my drill bit. And now we have one last one here. Oh, that one came out nice and easy. I'll pull some of the fragment out here. So now, I mean, I'm just using my fingers. You might need a flathead. Now we have our micro switch that's pulled out. Ooh, I think I found the issue. Do you hear that? And now listen to this. The sound of a dead switch, the sound of silence. And actually, I will show you in a second the other switch from the other side. That one was intermittently clicking as well. So these are definitely at the end of their service life here. And that switch is totally dead, which is why at the certain position, specific position, it was giving the fault for the soft top because it wasn't seeing the input from this micro switch. So now back to the frame, we're left with the remainder of the rivets here. At least for my OCD, I wouldn't just push these through because it's kind of an abyss back here. What I did was you can kind of, whether you want to use a tool or a magnet, small magnet, you can kind of push these through and get a finger behind there and just snake them out. Do what you want with this, but I'm gonna get each one of these rivets out so there's nothing floating around in the frame in the future. Now looking at the switches on the workbench here, we of course have the new one, which both of them have a very tight and responsive click. And of course, as we saw on this one, this left one, totally dead. The right one, pretty clicky. And this is from the other side I already replaced. And it's a very soft press, and as I was noticing playing with it, it was kind of intermittent. Sometimes it wouldn't click. For maybe every 10 clicks, it wouldn't click. And Porsche's very generous. They give you 4 rivets per side. So if you break one or install it improperly, you do have an extra. This is my extra from this side. And what else was I going to mention? Oh, yeah, on the new ones as well. The new ones already have this bracket that we pushed out and this felt tape that we had to undo that covers the tab to get the connector out. But now let's get to riveting this new one in, which was built just last year in 2024. So now we're back at the location. We have our new switch. Make sure you're putting the right one in, and we have the correct one right here. So we're just going to put it right here in place. I just like to run this connector just through the hole there. It kind of holds this in place actually. And we can start out with our first rivet, which I'll do this top one. We'll push in like that. I think what I'm also going to do is just put this one in just for locating purposes. But now get your rivet gun, and this tube you can just push out of the way. You're not going to hurt anything. It shouldn't be in the way. So we're going to make sure this is all the way seated. Push our rivet tool in, applying a little bit of pressure to make sure everything is going to be seated properly, which it should anyways when the rivet compresses. Give it our initial squeeze, reset, and this is the one where it should break the rod off. There we go. We've got our rod right here, and this one is in. And now since this one's already installed, let's slide it on. There we go. And give it another pump. This tool is falling apart, and I borrowed this from my boss, so yeah, I'll have to fix his tool and then return it to him. Anyways, let's give this another squeeze here. There we go. Even with the broken tool, it still seems to be, there we go. Oh, no, that'll have to be fixed properly after. Anyways, I just need this to work for one more, which will be this one. And it's already nice and secure in there. Everything looks great. Bring this in, give it a squeeze. And now we'll give it our last squeeze. There we go. We've got all 3 of our discards here, the rods to discard. And now we've got it really factory fresh. You would never know someone worked right here apart from the fresh date on your microswitch. So now just pretty much you're going to connect the connector how it was, push the bracket into the little hole, which I believe is right here, and just make sure the wiring is tidied up how it was, and then you're good to reinstall the roof and, you know, confirm everything works. You shouldn't need to do any coding or anything like that. Maybe there'll be a fault code in the roof control module if it was unplugged and you turned on the car, which means if you turned on the car with the roof removed, you know, it might have a code you need to clear. But anyways, it should theoretically just work once you have the fresh microswitches in there, giving the car the information it needs. Now the roof is back installed. Actually, the last thing I need to install is just the wind deflector, but everything else is back in, interior back in, and it is working flawlessly now. Let's do a little demo. The roof is obviously all the way down, but let's bring it back up. And in one swift motion, it works flawlessly. No more error or stopping. So that works flawlessly. Let's go down. Of course, it's a little slow because the car isn't on, so the battery isn't charging, but... So you can see there, or I can see, that the latch went all the way down or retracted, on its own, because now the car knows where the top is in its hole, range of travel. So I want to thank you for watching. I hope this helped you. Like I said, I wasn't showing how to take this out. There's a couple good videos on YouTube, but I wanted to show in depth replacing the micro switches and just my experience that this fixed my issue, and I'm excited to drive top down whenever I want now. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for more content like this.